what you intake.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So, so you actually think you don't think any of that is hereditary, the
Well,
alopecia
sure, but
part?
something you can control. That part you can't control. If it's hereditary, if it's in your genes or your bloodline, at some point it's going to happen. For
Uh-huh.
example, my grandmother has very fine hair. It's curly, but it's fine. And
Hmm.
I have, out of the 9 kids she has, two of them has the same texture hair, very fine. And both of those, my
Hmm.
aunties, have fine hair, and at this age, it's thinning, and you're starting to see the scalp exposed more. But so when you have that type of texture hair, it's important to know from the very beginning certain styles that you can't wear, certain things and certain tension you shouldn't put on your hair, and also certain things that you eat that could affect your hair. So from the very beginning, you have to know what's okay for you for your hair type. And in the black community, we don't know those things because we're not educated on our hair. We've never truly had an education system for our hair. You have some masters here and there, but it's not a general book or a general education that we have where we can go to our hair. So now that black hair is coming back and we're becoming more connected with our hair, we're actually creating the curriculum for our hair. We're learning our hair through our hairstylists. And when the hairstylists like myself connect with my clients, I educate my clients. I tell my clients about their hair texture. I recommend certain styles, and I pretty much let them know that we don't need a lot of products in our hair. We literally need water and oil. But our biggest thing is we don't understand our hydration ratio. So you don't really know that your hair is severely dehydrated most of the time. And you don't know how to use an
Mm.
oil that's going to seal in that hydration. I recommend we rehydrate our hair every day. So in the morning when you wake up, hydrate before you go out. Before you go to bed, hydrate. And depending on the weather and where you are, you may have to hydrate 3 to 4 times a day. So that's what's
Mhm.
important for our hair. Even when we have protective styles, we need to hydrate.
Mhm. So there has and you sort of mentioned this in some of the things you were saying. There has been a shift. I think people are getting our black women, and I love that you call us goddess. Um, I think that
Mhm.
we're getting away from the straighteners and the perms and things like that, and we're
Yeah,
going more natural. What do you
that's
think
what I'm here
about
for.
that?
That's exactly what I'm here for. And the reason why I do say goddesses is because I believe that our hair really holds a spiritual connection to the cosmos, to God, a very deeper connection. I believe that when the black woman shows up in her most authentic state, there's a shift that's going to happen amongst our community that we've been waiting for. It's strange,
Mhm.
but I feel a power and I feel our authenticity in our most natural look, in our most natural body shape, in our most natural hair texture. And we consistently cover up our hair. It makes me wonder, why out of all of the ethnicities are we the ones that's consistently covering our hair? Why are we the ones sold products that's damaging to our hair? Why are we the ones taught that we should cover our hair? I think it has a very deep meaning that's connected to our spiritual system as black
Mm,
people, especially as black women. There is a mighty power and a mighty confidence that lies within our hair. And I've gained that confidence and I experienced that breakthrough when I locked my hair. So I decided
Mhm.
I've had this gift and skill since I was a kid, naturally born with the talent to use my hands. And I saw my cousins
Mhm.
doing
mhm,
hair, and I just thought, that's dope. Like, I want to do that. Being that I'm a
mhm,
Capricorn, I'm naturally drawn towards business. So I always knew I was going to be a businesswoman, but I always ran
mm.
away from my natural skill of doing hair. I always didn't want to
Nick,
do
did you
it
hear that,
besides I was
Capricorn?
a kid.
I. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Mhm.
off, but Nikki and I
Oh,
talk astrology all the time. Capricorns
Yeah.
are off the chain.
we
You
serious.
guys, everyone that I know is doing something. My daughter's a Capricorn,
Yeah,
and
no,
Mhm.
Nikki and I talk about this often. So
I
that's
was about
Yeah.
probably something. Yeah.
Yes.
So where do you see us going with this? Where, I mean, do you think that we'll eventually because I'm covering mine up now because I'm bald in the top.
Hmm.
So, where do you think we're going with this? What do you think, Nikki? Nikki is a
I
hairstylist as
think
well.
right, and I'm into hair care also, and everything she's saying is absolutely correct. Um,
Hmm.
and like she said too, with the alopecia, it is definitely hereditary on my end because it just went from
Hmm.
my grandmother, her daughters, all the way down to to her
Hmm.
granddaughters, and in
Hmm.
the same spot. It's like a birthmark. It's in the same spot.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it can also have something to do with the way you eat. But I just think now people are just more like feeling better with the natural look. It was hard to get them out of it because we had it before perms and weaves and all that stuff. We wore our natural hair. We would
yeah,
get it pressed
yeah.
or get it plaited, and we
Mhm,
did twist out. Then it wasn't considered a twist out. We just braided and then we take a loose the next day and we wore it natural. And
Hmm.
that was over 30, 40 years ago. So
yeah,
I think people just kind of just reverting. It's just coming back to the old school,
Yeah.
even with the music and with people in the way they dress. And you see in the bell bottom pants more. You're starting to see a lot of what they wore back in the days.
Hmm.
That they wouldn't dare wear when my children were kids.
right,
My
right,
baby is 26. So it
yeah.
just to me it seems like it just life repeats itself. So, but
It
they
re
enhance it. It's an
Yeah.
enhance.
So, so is this some of the stuff that you teach, Angelina?
Yes, this is normally I teach it one on one and directly with my clients and the people that I'm around, and I do workshops every Sunday at Black Heron Shop. I have this conversation in safe spaces. I honestly have been afraid to talk about this in a public on a public platform because I've experienced the trauma and the insecurity that lies with exposing and accepting yourself as a black woman when it comes to your hair.
Hmm.
And you get a
Yeah.
lot of hate from black women for this. You get a lot of they don't want to talk about this. They don't want to hear it. They want you to shut up and stop telling them not to wear their
Really?
weaves. I've experienced on a TikTok live, going into a TikTok live.
Mhm,
I joined the conversation with this guy that's consistently having this conversation, but he does it in the wrong way. The
mhm,
conversation and what he wants to tell, he's so passionate about, but the way he go about it is just pissing women off. So
mm,
Oh,
they're getting his page banned. They're constantly reporting it as hate speech. And that kind of scared me because I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this, but I also want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. And if that
mhm,
means that I'm going to do it in small portions and talk to small number of women at a time, then I'm okay with doing that. But I
mhm,
also got the idea that I would just go onto my platform, tell my own story, and open up my platform for other women to tell their story. And from
mhm,
that type of gathering and that type of support system, we can get to a solution rather than me pointing a finger, making women feel bad, or trying to make them feel like that's wrong what you're doing. You don't like yourself. You don't care about yourself.
right.
But
yeah.
locking my hair, it was a very traumatic experience that a lot of women that lock face or a lot of women that transition from covering their hair, it is a psychological experience that you go through, and believe me, it is hard. It's called the
Yeah.
ugly face. And I laugh at the name because people be like, the ugly phase. You're not ugly. Your hair is beautiful, which I understand, but it's not the aesthetics that we're talking about. We're talking about
Mhm,
this mental experience and this spiritual experience that you go through when you begin to move away from society's idea of what beauty is. When you've
mhm,
been trained to believe what beautiful is and you get up every day, like we practice beauty every day.
mhm.
Every day
Hmm.
we practice beauty. It has
Yeah.
become a subconscious behavior. It's on almost on autopilot how much we practice beauty. So when you're
Mhm,
told that beauty is this certain program, and then you decide to say, what does my unique beauty look like? What is this beauty God has given to me as a black woman? look like, it's
Mhm.
very hard to shake off that old mindset. And you have to take off the layers of what you believe or who you believe you are. You have to now look in the mirror, look at yourself, how you look without no makeup, no cover up, no accessories. Just look
Mhm.
at your raw self, look at your raw texture, and you have to accept that woman. And that
Mhm.
takes time, and it's very traumatic to do.
Mhm.
But it's a great deep confidence that lies within that.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you get women over that hump?
I
Uh,
support them. I support them through it. I literally walk step by step with them through that process. Black Hair Shop
mhm.
is a transitioning house. It's a healing house. It's not your typical hair salon. You're just not coming in, getting your hair done, and then gone. Each booth is private because you may come in with alopecia. You may not want to be exposed to the whole room or the environment with all the traffic that's
Right.
coming. And you
Right.
may say, I want my session to be private. So I'm going to close the curtains so you can have your private session. The space is
Mhm.
intentionally created to make you feel like you're in your most authentic nature. And that means that having nature everywhere, having beautiful, powerful Afro queens, the
Mhm.
artwork throughout my space is only African goddesses, us, people
Mhm.
that look like us. I also have a male in there. The aesthetic and the things that I sell, the clothes, is all made for the Afro woman. So when you go into this type of place, you feel like this is home. This is meant for me, and
Mhm.
that comes
Mhm.
with being able to accept your beauty, having someone that's going to support you through the process. So when my clients lock or when they ready to wear their natural hair, I get a lot of text messages, I get a lot of questions, and I notice that a lot of the feedback that I get is people be afraid to talk to their stylist because they think they're going to get an attitude or be mean to them
Mhm.
because they're saying something.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm breaking that. I don't like that. I want my
Yeah.
clients to be
That's
very
not.
vulnerable and comfortable.
Mhm.
When you come,
Absolutely.
your hair session is like therapy.
Yes,
You're
it
letting
is.
someone touch your crown chakra, your highest spiritual space on your body. So when you
Mhm.
sit down
Right.
in the chair, most likely you're gonna open up. And I'm ready to be here to advise, to support, to heal, to
Mhm.
even offer resources if I can't be the one. I'm gonna have those resources.
Mhm. So, in other words, you'll
Okay.
know
Okay.
in what direction to point people
Exactly. And that's why I do the
when it
Sunday
comes to
workshop, because I have different practitioners that specialize in the areas that I know you're going to struggle in because I went through it myself.
yeah.
Right.
So you went through what? Alopecia?
No, I went through accepting myself as a black woman. When I
Mhm.
locked my hair, I began to accept myself as a black woman. That's when I can say I truly experienced myself as a black woman and I thought I was beautiful. Like, okay,
Mhm.
wow, you're beautiful. Like you
And
are
you are.
Right.
not
Yeah.
talking
And
about
you, hey, that's the truth.
things.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
I had to get to
Mhm.
this person. We're not talking about full layers of makeup, which I'm not against, but it's still a way of it's still covering an insecurity, putting on the wigs and covering up your natural texture. And when I ask you why don't you wear your natural hair sometimes, the first thing that most women say is they don't have time to do their hair. They don't know
Right.
what to do
Mm.
today. And that means that we're lacking education. So if you don't make
Mhm.
time for your hair, how can you educate yourself on your texture if you're constantly covering it?
Mhm.
It's true.
So how long have you been in this field?
I started doing hair, like just touching hair, since I was 12 years old. I took my first clients in the eighth grade.
Wow.
Always done it. I've
That
never.
that sound like me. Sorry.
Yeah.
We started around the same time. I'm 54, but yeah, I was around 10, 11, real young, very
Young.
young.
That's the
Yeah.
natural.
Just
It's in
gifted.
our bloodline.
That's a gift from God.
Yes.
Hmm.
So,
Mhm.
um, so what made you transition into? Because I'm sure when you started out, you was doing weaves and perms and all that, correct?
I never was doing. I was only doing braids when I started off.
Oh, you
And then
started
when
out
I
with
got to
braids.
high school in the 12th grade, I started realizing like we started shifting to covering our hair with more weaves. So I was
Uh-huh.
going with the trend of what was happening with us as we were being programmed to believe what beauty was. I was
Mhm.
now supporting that program. So I was providing different weaves, different textured styles, but weave textured styles, which I'm not against, but I just feel that try out your own natural texture. If you're going to wear a weave, get a weave that match your hair texture, just
Mm-hmm.
so that can get you closer to what you look like. And that's a stepping stone. That helps with getting
Mm-hmm.
closer to your texture and getting closer to your look and kind of knowing how your hair texture works. Even if it's a weave is going to slightly behave a little bit like your hair texture if it's a kinky weave. So you're kind of being able to educate yourself in that way. Some way, shape, or form, education is going to come. But when I decided to do this for a living is when, because I've always did hair, but like I said, ran away from it too because it was just a talent I had since I was a child. But I didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
purpose for
Mhm.
it. I didn't understand the talent. I didn't have a use for it. It was just something I was doing as a hustle. But when I locked my hair in 2020, it was in 2020 when COVID hit. I locked my hair. And no, that's when I started Black Hair Shop. I locked my hair in
Mm-hmm.
2018. This is my second time. I locked it the first time using lock extensions. So that's what I specialize in, lock extensions for women that do struggle with the short stage, which is called the ugly stage. With the
Right.
aesthetic aspect of it, I make lock extensions to match their texture so that it looks like their natural locks. And that is just an assistant. It helps you along the process. So when your locks reach a certain length, you can remove your lock extensions and you can be more comfortable with your natural locks. So that's what I specialize in, handmade lock extensions. So in 2020, when I removed my lock extensions, my locks were big. They were like, I had like 50 locks and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to smaller locks. So I cut
Okay.
them out.
So
What was you saying?
I missed everything you said, Juan.
oh, okay, I think our connection is getting bad. But
Uh oh.
ask you
Uh oh.
yeah, it's just going through it. But that's okay.
Okay.
We can hear you though. It's
Um
pausing.
what is the worst
I think it's only her side that's pausing.
all right, so it's going
Uh,
in and out.
there it
It's
goes.
the
We can hear you. I mean, we can hear each
okay, can
other,
y'all hear me?
Yeah.
but we can't hear you. You're
Okay, so
paused.
the oh, okay. All right. Can you hear
Yeah,
me
we can hear you
now?
now.
Yep, you back.
Mhm.
You back.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I want to talk a little bit more about alopecia because I experience it. And I was wondering, is there anything when I mean when you're completely bald in the top, I mean, does that grow back?
Well, it depends on what type of alopecia you have. Me personally, I'm not a trichologist. A trichologist is someone that specializes in scalp diseases and scalp dysfunctions, like different things that cause hair to fall out, what could possibly happen with the root of the hair. That's someone that specializes in that, a
Mhm.
trichologist.
Mhm. Okay, so you wouldn't really I mean, but for somebody like me with no hair in the top, could I still get locks and bring them over or
I do all kind of lock surgery. So that's gonna depend on
Nikki?
the other areas of your hair. If the density is strong in the other areas of your hair, meaning you have enough pieces of hair in the other areas, if it's strong enough, of course, I have lock clients, and most of the time it is the middle where it starts to come out, right there at the very top. I have lock clients that have
Yeah.
a strong surrounding area, but in the middle,
Right.
it's weak. So, and they
Yeah.
have locks on the outside, yes, and we do styles and we do certain things to cover that area.
So
Okay.
when it's
All right.
thin around the ends and it's fine, then it wouldn't work because then
Yeah.
you would be destroying the rest of your hair with the
Hmm.
locks, as far as the locks. They will break
So what is
faster.
a
They will
lock?
fall out much faster.
You say
What is
You
a
put them in
lock?
tighter than a natural braid. Tighter than a
Oh,
braid.
okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
take
right.
and you
So
twist and you twist and you twist.
mhm.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you
I
have to
just
have strength in your hair for locks. You have to. There's
You
no
do.
weak hair in locks, or you will see the difference within 6 months to a year. You will see the thin. The how their hair will thin. If their hair is really fine, their hair thin when they wear locks. It's
And so if you have fine hair, it's like for me, my hair is really thick, so I can have anywhere
yeah.
from 80 to 100 locks,
right,
or probably more. But the density of
right,
your hair will determine how many locks you have. I have white people with locks. I have people with fine hair with locks, but they don't have a lot of locks. They may have anywhere between 30 to 60 locks.
right. That's true.
Mm. Okay.
So it's
Well, I
gonna
don't.
I
take
just
I
give
don't want to
a
up.
make
strong
this
base,
personal.
like what she's saying. It's gonna take a strong base for
That's
locks.
what I'm about to do,
You may
Nikki.
have a big section
Huh?
with one lock
I
on
just
it,
leave it.
your hair is thin.
Yeah, I just leave it alone, let it go because when I would braid my hair, I would braid all around the all around the perimeter, and the middle part would just I would just wrap and just keep the garlic oil, all the good things I know I'm supposed to have to strengthen my hair, castor oil, and it just would fuzz up. It wouldn't get thick. So when I did take them out, when I would plait them there, oh my goodness, my hair was just coming out like crazy
Oh
because it
my
was too
Hmm.
goodness.
thin. It
But
thinned
it's
out.
not
Yeah.
the
So
outside. It's
right.
inside the problem is. It's
Yes.
inside. It's not
Yes.
on the outside.
It's
So
not on
true.
the
A
outside.
lot of times you will see that
Mm-mm.
people promote hair growth oils. Hair oils do not grow your hair. They can't
Mm-mm.
grow your hair because when hair grows out of the scalp, it's now dead. And what your job to do is to keep that hair hydrated and moisturized to retain the
Gotcha.
length. So you get a lot of black girls that say, my hair don't grow. Or my hair, a lot of people say that, my hair don't grow. It's like your hair is always growing, but your hair is not retaining the length because it's dehydrated. And it's constantly
Exactly.
causing friction against your clothes or when you sleep and it's when that happens and it's dehydrated, it's just breaking off little by little, constantly
Mm-hmm.
breaking off. So you're not retaining the length. It's not that it's not growing, you're just not retaining the length because hair is already dead when it grows out the scalp. So you have to know how to manage that hair. And if it's constantly being covered, then you can't manage it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
That's true.
So how
So
are you
basically,
getting
we
people
just be
through the
walking
door?
around like Black Panther.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, I've tried
I'm just
so
saying.
much. Well, Nikki, you know that. So,
Yes, I'm
um,
over it.
yeah, me too. Ah,
No, thank you.
Angelina,
No,
you're
thank you.
gone. You're gone, Angelina. Okay,
Maybe
so
she bleeped out for a second.
yeah, she went out for a minute. So, what I'm gonna
But
do?
yeah, I'm good.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
My kids'
Yeah.
school call. Them school always calling people phones and emails all day.
Let's go to a charter school.
No, it's
A
just
charter
regular
school?
high
Okay. Okay.
school.
So, so how do you get people to come to your classes and what how do you get them to open up to say, okay, yeah, I need this?
Yeah. Well, I have a large following on TikTok, so I'm consistently posting and educating.
Mm,
I show a lot of
mm,
small tutorials on how to do natural hairstyles, protective styles on my page,
Okay.
and then
mhm,
on IG in our community, I connect with practitioners and I connect with people that's doing things that I want Black women to experience. So I'll go
mhm,
out, I
Mm-hmm.
experience them myself, and then I connect like I did with you. I connect with them and I ask them to come into my space. And I
mhm,
give them a Sunday. So on Sundays is the day that the shop is closed for styling, but that is the day for
mm.
grounding. So on Sundays, I
Okay.
have a different practitioner that's covering a different category of healing that has a lot to do with knowing thyself. So on the
Mhm.
first Sunday, my practitioner is Charnay Elise, and she is the owner of Cecilia Healing Soul. And what she does
Mhm.
is she work with women with their confidence, their sensuality, journaling, and releasing. So on that first workshop, we do a lot of body movement. We dress the same. We do sensual body movement in the dark workshop. We bring up the
Mhm.
confident woman that's always suppressed because she's either seen as aggressive or promiscuous or an
Mhm.
attitude. So it's things
Mhm.
that we call her and we suppress her and we don't bring her to the surface a lot. So in that workshop, we bring that energy to the surface so that we can increase our confidence, so that we can increase our self-esteem, and so that we can accept our bodies. So we do a lot of sensual body movement. In the light
Mhm.
workshop, we do more grounding as far as light energy stretching, light yoga. We do topical conversations where we begin to talk about things like what we're talking about now, issues that we may face as
Right.
women and how we can solve those issues. And then we journal. We have tea
Mhm.
and we have like shots, like organic shots. So that's one of the things
Wow.
Mhm.
in the first workshop. On the second Sunday, we'll be starting next month natal charts. So I'm going to be bringing a practitioner in that's going to actually teach people how to read their astrology natal chart. Because me personally, I was able to discover my gifts and talents and confirm some of the things within that I already knew about myself by learning my natal chart. So I'm going to have a practitioner
Okay.
that come in and teach one on one
Hmm.
how to read your natal chart, understanding astrology and the planetary alignments, and even doing one on one sessions if you want someone to read it for you. On the third Sunday, we're going to be doing
Mhm.
yoni steaming officially starting next month. So you're going to be learning about herbs, you're going to be learning about yoni steaming and certain things that you can eat to detox your body so that you can feel your most optimal self, so that you can raise your vibration and know how to incorporate that into your daily life. We also do stretch. So women hold trauma in the wound area, in the hips. So we do hip openers, very intense opening stretches that's going to release all of the trauma that sits within our wound, that sits within our thighs. And you may cry in that workshop because you're releasing held on emotions. Maybe you was emotional about something and you didn't let it out, you let it sit in. And for women, it
Mhm.
goes into our lower area, into our womb. So we do stretching that releases that. It's a little intense, but it's also beginner friendly because the practitioner works with you slowly. And the last workshop
Mhm.
is a grounding workshop where we now begin to deal with trauma and shadow work and invisible blocks. Things that can be blocking you from succeeding, things that can be blocking you from becoming, one with yourself. That one is done by
Mhm.
Divination Life Coaching. That's a full therapeutic session where we do a group therapy session together dealing with the mind, the body, and soul. So
Mhm.
every Sunday is a workshop for healing. So when I have a client that book with me and they're ready to lock or they're ready to expose their natural self or their hair, that need a support group that they can now feel supported through the process and not alone, or they'll just go back to what they know. So that's what those workshops are for.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
That's
what?
that's something. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go.
No, no,
Say
no, go ahead, Nikki.
hearing you say that, working on health, I also own a dance studio. I just opened 3 months ago,
Okay.
and it's like therapy for us. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like we all get together, we laugh. Wong, no, we laugh. We have a lot of fun, but we all
Mhm.
get together as a group, and we just really embrace. We help, each other with the dancing. I'm of course I'm the choreographer and the owner, but it's therapeutic, very therapeutic. So a lot of times
Mhm.
people be looking for places to go,
They do.
and this dance is it.
Mhm.
Dance is part of it too.
It's so free.
Definitely part of it. Yeah.
You have to invite people.
hmm Yes, I'm like right now on Facebook Business, over 150,000 followers right now.
Okay, yes. Tag it,
So
share it.
they're going crazy at this point, and everybody want to be involved. So that'll be the next show.
Mm-hmm. Very freeing. It just makes
But
you childlike.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if ever you guys can get together, you want to come and dance at the studio, just
Mm-hmm.
we exchange information and
Yeah.
and make that happen.
Okay.
Most
hmm
definitely. So, what is something like this cost, Angelina, uh, for the workshops?
So the workshops, the practitioners have different prices. The first workshop, Chardonnay, her workshops range between $9 to $25. It depends
Mm,
on what's going to happen in that workshop, what vendors she have in that workshop, because the vendors provide things for
mhm,
the attendees. So it's things that you get in your workshop. You get roses, you get the tonics, like I was saying earlier. You get
mhm,
journals. Sometimes she'll have a practitioner, like the last one came and painted the energy that was in a room, and she ended up painting a woman that was dancing in a sensual way, and someone won that. So it just depends on
Nice.
what that workshop consists of is what's going to determine the price. The natal
mhm,
chart workshop
Mm.
is a 6 month workshop. Once a month, that workshop is $30 a month, and that workshop comes with your natal chart, one-on-one sessions and questions with the practitioner, and being able to go step
Mm.
by step and literally learning this chart like an expert,
mhm,
step by step, detail by detail, how to read it, and it's a 6 month course.
mm,
The
Oh.
stretching workshop is also $30. That one is yoga. It comes with tea. It comes with snacks, and then it comes with the assistance, with mats, with blocks. So all the things you need to help you, be so efficient in that workshop. It's just not you just come, you
Mhm.
do a little stretching, and then you leave. Everything
mhm,
you need to assist you in that workshop, it comes with. The last workshop, Loretta workshop, comes with her workshop is $20.
mhm,
Sometimes it's 20 or $30 because she'll add a plant-based practitioner in there, and he'll bring
mhm,
food and educate you on plant-based recipes, let you try the plant-based
Mhm.
recipes. The Yoni steam is going to be a new workshop. I believe that workshop is also $30. It comes with the Yoni steam. It's for 40 minutes, the cool down session, refreshments, and then a to go Yoni steam. So in the education,
mhm,
of course. So the workshops range between, sometimes they're free. If it's your first time attending, it's free. So it
mhm,
ranges from free to $30, most of them.
mhm. That's really reasonable for that kind of, for what you guys are getting.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Because our
That is
goal is to have those who ground and really feel that the workshop is for them. We want them to come every month. So it needs to be reasonable for them to continue the process.
mhm. And what time do you hold them on Sundays?
On Sundays, one workshop. They normally are from 3 to 5, and the last workshop of the month is from 1 to 3, sometimes 1 to 4, depending on how deep the conversation goes. My goal is
Mhm,
to have two workshops every Sunday. So a rising workshop that's over by noon, and then an evening workshop for those who don't make it to the rising workshop.
mhm. And why did you pick Sunday as the day? Is that the most relaxing day, or is that the day people are off, or?
Well, of course, Black Hair Shop is closed on Sunday. We're not doing hair, and I feel like those workshops are like church. So just
Yeah.
the way people get up and go to church, that's how I want them to feel about those workshops. Like, oh, church is
Okay.
something there. That's how I want them
Mhm,
to feel about
Mm.
workshops. So keeping that identity and what we're used to, that's another reason why I have it on Sundays.
mhm. I see.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of
'Cause that's the
sense.
only time off for beauticians is Sundays and Mondays.
Hmm.
Mhm. Mm.
Mhm.
So who do you target? In other words, is there a age demographic that attends, or is it for every age demographic?
It's for every age demographic. This type of healing has a lot to do with the spiritual age rather than the physical age.
Mhm,
Some of us are old souls. You have people in those workshops at 16, 18 years old because they're old souls and they're
mm,
already advanced in the spirit. So they draw close to what's for them.
mhm,
Some of my workshop practitioners are targeting the audience between 17 to 30 because that's their age group. So they know what to do to target that age group. Most of my
mhm,
target audience is between the ages of 25 and 45 based on my data from social media, those who interact with my content, those who comment on my content. That's the age bracket, but it has results for all age, but the largest age group is between 25 to 45. Me personally, my target audience is Afro women first, but all goddesses are
Mhm.
welcome into the hair shop. But Afro
Yes.
women first is who I target because, and I let every Afro
I
woman
like
know this
that.
was a space that was especially made
Hmm.
for an Afro goddess. It's not that no goddess
Yeah.
isn't welcome. All goddesses are welcome, but it's especially made for an Afro goddess because I'm an
Yeah.
Afro goddess
Yeah.
and
Yeah. So
who I
that's your
help.
market. I understand that. You know,
Hmm.
you got to target something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is welcome, but here's what you're looking at. I totally
Yep.
understand that. So we're going to take
Right.
a quick break. We're going to be back in 30 seconds. We're going to talk some more. I'm going to see if I can get your website up. That's what I'm going to work on. All right.
Okay.
So we'll be back in 30.
For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
The One
And
Channel presents a
yeah,
spin-off
we're ready.
from New Music Mondays. We are after the show, Las Vegas.
All right. Y'all don't forget to like the channel, subscribe. We are trying to build this channel this YouTube channel. So y'all go ahead and do that for me. Um and we're gonna see if we can get into Miss Angelina's website, the black hair website. And let me see. It looks like I got it. Angelina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So this is the website, Black Hair and Shop. And then you have your advertising, self-love, self-care, self-enlightenment. And then you scroll down. Here's my favorite part where you have all these different goddesses. Goddess affirmation. Self-care isn't selfish. Self-love is my first love. Enlightenment dwells within. I am a goddess. Now that's something young girls could really benefit from. And let's see if I could go into about us. See if I can go into that. Yeah. And so now she has different types of hair, different types of goddesses. Oh man, look at that thick, thick hair. I used to have hair like that. Oh well. Um, and then okay, so talk to us about some of these. Can you see it?
I can't see it.
Oh, you can't.
I don't
Oh,
see it. Mm-mm.
y'all don't see it. Okay. So let me see if I can make it where y'all can see it here. Okay. So only I could see it.
If you can
But
tell the area you're referring to, I can possibly go in my mind and see it.
oh, okay. Yeah, so this is the twist locks braids, natural styles. And you
Hmm.
have like four different you got like four different styles there. So you know where I am?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and talk about it.
So the examples, the photos I have there is some of my work, and it's just kind of letting my audience know that I specialize in locks, protective styles, twists, natural styles, and now I just recently added wigs to my service. So it's just allowing them to see the different type of styles and services that I offer.
Okay. Beautiful styles too.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me see here. All right. So I apologize. Y'all couldn't see it, but I was enjoying it. So let's see here.
But send it to me so I can see it.
All right. Yeah. So talk to us about um, where you think your business to be in 2 years.
My business is moving faster than I expected. I even
Mhm.
woke up this morning, I was a little emotional because
What?
just I'm just so grateful for where I'm at. And it's like when you're called to do something, when you have a purpose, you put in the work to achieve
Mhm.
it. You fill your cup to achieve it. But when it's before your eyes, the potential is so great. And now I see that the mission is greater than me. And I'm humbled to it. So
Mhm.
it made me really emotional. Like, I'm just grateful for it. I'm just very grateful for it because it's such a deep purpose, and it's really tied
Mhm.
into just real love within the Black community, but especially what I know the Black woman is, what I know the Black woman exudes. Like it's a different love that we exude. I randomly saw this video on TikTok that's going viral of this white woman saying it's nothing like a Black woman saying baby or giving you a hug or it's such a special energy that we hold. And now that I'm tapping more into understanding that, I just know my business is gonna go so far. Like just
Mhm.
recently I did a young Black girl hair and her hair was extremely damaged.
Mhm.
Her braids was removed improperly and they cut her braids at the root.
Oh
So
my
instead of
God.
taking the braid down, they cut it. So she got all these random spots throughout her hair where they cut it and they left it and they took it down properly on some areas. And I recommended to her dad that he lock her hair because I know I can grow her hair back with locks. And they don't live here in Vegas. They live in Reno. So he drives here 4 hours just for me to do his daughter hair. And when I
What?
shared that video of how she looked and how it looked when I finished with her hair, the
Mhm.
overwhelming love from Black women. Oh my God. I can't wait till she see it. I can't wait till she come back and I share with her how much love. She's so beautiful. God bless you. God has anointed your hands to bless it. Just so many good, so much love. Women getting it, DMing me saying, I want to pay for her next hair appointment. I want to pay for her hair for every
Really?
multiple women telling me I want to pay for I need to make sure that I take care of her next hair appointment. So just that gave me such a passion and such a deep I just wanted to cry just from seeing the comments on how many Black women really do care for Black hair.
Mhm.
We really do care for it, but although we cover it up and we may have faced adversity in our lives, in school, in our workplaces, we now are at a time where our hair is so important. And I got to experience that, and that just made me so happy. So I just know
Oh,
that my mission is great and my business is going to expand. It's growing
yeah.
so fast.
It is. It is.
I
And
just
you
opened my doors in September 2023. That was less than 3 or 4 months ago. And everything I need is coming. It's
Mhm.
like I'm
What a
attracting it.
blessing.
Everybody's supposed to be here on this mission with me. They're just falling
Mhm.
in. And I'm humble to it.
Mhm.
I'm so humble to it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You are
Because
humble.
it's for you. It's for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
that's a lot for me to swallow. It is. It's
Yeah.
a lot for me to swallow.
Yeah, it overwhelms you sometimes, huh?
It does, and not even in a hard working way. Like I don't get overwhelmed from working hard because I naturally work hard. I'm a
Right.
Capricorn, but
Yeah.
it's more of I'm just grateful that God blessed me with this. Like
Mhm.
I'm grateful for that. Like I'm just taken back by that. Like wow, this is what you placed on me. I'm
Mm.
I'm I'm seeing the purpose, and I'm humble to what's supposed to come out of it.
Mhm.
The blessing that's going to sprout out of the confidence that we're going to bring to this. Like when the world see a confident Black woman, they ain't seen us. When you
Mm.
see a multitude of confident Black women in her most authentic look, you have not experienced in this
Yeah.
time. So
Yes.
the fact that I get to be a part of that, it's just humbling to me.
Oh, that is awesome. I used to ask the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But now things are happening quick with
He on
social
the
media.
road.
So
Mhm.
you don't
Yeah.
have to wait 5 years anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You can start getting it right now. And
Right.
Mhm.
I think you're gonna be great at this. I think you're
Thank
gonna be good. You know, from what I'm seeing. And your shop is so you should see her shop. It is so cute.
you.
She's got
Nice. Yeah, I
yeah,
need to see
she's got
pictures.
pictures of the goddesses,
Hmm.
on the front door, and you can see,
Mhm.
um, all the different braids and stuff. So, so I'm just praying for you. I'm also praying for Nikki. Nikki just opened a business as well, a
The dance
dance
studio.
studio.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
you have to just stick with it, stay positive.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And so, are you going to be doing any workshops or anything?
Yeah, I do workshops every Sunday as far as the spiritual aspect. But me personally, within the next 30 and within the next 3 months, I'm right now preparing to open a training school for textured hair, collaborating with some other people in the city that has expertise in this. So what
Mhm,
we're going to be doing is we have a lot of stylists here in Vegas, but a lot of them are not licensed. So it's been very
really?
Mhm.
hard for me to find stylists because they don't either want to go to school for cosmetology because they don't want to be cosmetologists. Some people don't like school at all. They don't want to pay that huge twenty to $25,000 tuition. Me, I was able to study, go to the state board of cosmetology, take my test, and get my natural hair license, and that's how I opened my salon. I never went to school. So I
Mm,
want to be able to now bring that information to the community, get the stylists out of the house to help them increase their income, increase their customer service, increase
mhm,
their skill, and provide more stylists that we with textured hair can go to because that's the only way we're going to fix the problem. We need more stylists. So I'm going to begin to do a small training workshop. It's going to be a 4-week workshop, and that's going to include your training kit to prepare you for state board, and we're going to go through every
Mhm.
step of the process to educate you and to do the mocks. The mock, it's like the mock that you go through when you go do your practical at state board. So
mhm,
that's what I'm going to be doing in the next 3 months. I'm gonna have that program available for stylists to help stylists transition out the house. And once I get those stylists licensed, I'm going to create opportunity for them to get into shops, to get
mhm,
into suites for those who are entrepreneurs, and for
mhm,
them to help in with workshops as far as parents that can't afford styles in the shop can afford to learn textured hair. So they will
mhm,
be instructors over workshops to teach parents the proper tools they should be using for certain textured hair, the type of products they should be using for certain textured hair, how to do the basic hairstyles. And then for teenagers, most of the time their parents can't afford the hair that they want, but they can't afford the hairstyles consistently. So we're going to be
mhm,
teaching some very basic DIY hairstyles for teenagers so they can feel beautiful and so that they can do their own hair. So
mhm,
that's how I'm going to be providing opportunities for stylists, and then providing more education for mommies, daddies, and creating opportunity for stylists that can also go to close by small towns. For example, when I mentioned the
Mhm.
story for Reno, the dad that drives all the way down here because there's no stylist in Reno that can do his daughter hair. So we're going to be sending stylists out for a couple days to work with people in those different small towns to do their
mhm,
hair and then come back and just take turns so that they can make money, but also so that people can be serviced.
mhm.
So it's going to expand quickly, but I'm building a team because I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to do everything, and I don't have the expertise in everything.
And everything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So how is that coming with you building your team? It sounds like it's coming well with your weekly workshops.
for sure. It's going very well because I'm staying on course, and the universe is sending these people to me.
Mhm,
I'm literally falling in alignment like this how we end up talking again. That's
mhm.
how it happens for me all the time. They
Mm,
it literally is a moment where it happens in alignment that happens. And once that alignment happens, I take advantage of it. I see what we can do, how we can bring one another value, and then we push forth. I really don't work with people that's not really about what they do. I'm really serious about.
Mhm.
I know that I can create, and I work with people that can create. So when God sends me those people on my path, The second I get the opportunity to engage, we do. We set the plan and then we do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Mm.
It was
It's
your what it was meant is meant. If
Yeah,
it's meant to be, it'll come right back to you.
yeah,
100.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna happen for sure. Now, you were born and raised in Las Vegas. We found that out
Yeah.
backstage. Um, so with you being successful in what you do, have you had to let some people go because,
I
because
haven't.
they don't really see your vision, or
Not yet. I haven't experienced that yet because I'm not working with
oh,
people
that's
that,
good.
again, I'm not working with people that doesn't do what they do. So if I have to let you go, you're breaking also the value that you're gaining out of it. It's always equal value. So everyone that I work with has a business of their own. They have a platform of their own, and we're
Mm,
finding a way to fill one another's cup. I feel like we come up together.
wonderful.
So
Mm,
I'm not ahead of no one. When you lose, then when you break off and I break off, then that opportunity is just done and over with. I haven't
mhm,
had no experiences like that because I'm not putting myself in a position to be responsible for nobody.
mhm, mhm,
So everybody I work with has their own independent business. We're everything I do is collaborations.
mhm.
Mhm.
So everybody is
And
on your
everything is not
level.
on her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't want that type of responsibility.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's wonderful. So how do you do it all? I mean, you're a mother. Are you married?
I'm married. Yes, I have 4 kids.
Four
Um,
kids.
I have four. Yeah, I have two teenagers, a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Oh,
And
that's good.
I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. My husband
Okay.
is also an entrepreneur, but we take our kids with us. So
So
my
what
kids
does
are
your
my
husband do?
coworkers.
What kind of business does your husband have?
he
Work
has,
very hard.
he's Nigerian, so he has a Nigerian restaurant. He has the kids with him at work 4 days out the 3 days out the week, and I have them with me 3 days out the week. So we
Oh,
take
that's
them.
Nice.
so that's how y'all do it. Y'all
Yep,
balance it out like
Mhm.
that.
yep.
That
And
is
the teenagers.
wonderful information. That is so I am so proud of you and what you're doing. And now when I interviewed you before, were you into hair or were you in the fashion?
Well, I do them all. So my fashion brand that I created in 2017, ZDDL, is now in my shop because I have a boutique in my shop. The
Mhm.
boutique doesn't open until spring, but I have a partner that's going to be with me on the boutique because I'm still working on building the hair aspect. So
Mhm.
ZDDL is now inside of the hair shop, and I'm going to have my daughter take that over because my daughter that business was originally for my daughter. That's why the logo is her face. The initial ZDDL is her name, and it started from her own inspiration because she's also a creator. So when I gave her all of the fabrics and the tools and the little crafting
Mhm.
kit, she started making little handbags. And I went ahead and elevated that dream. And now at this age, she's now making accessories again because she wants to do them. I didn't encourage her to do them nothing. She just started doing them. So I'm like, okay, now you're ready to take over that business. So it's not that she's going to do it alone. She's going to have help, but that's her business.
That is wonderful. You started them out early as
Mhm.
as little
Young. Mhm.
Yeah.
entrepreneurs.
My son
I
is
love
like into this. He gonna get married, have a good job, and just be with his family.
Mhm.
He is
Mhm.
not into none of this. But my daughter is a natural
Period.
creator and an entrepreneur. She started selling things at
Mhm.
school. She was in elementary, making slime at home and selling it at school for $1. And I didn't even know this girl was selling. So yeah,
Mhm.
she doing her thing. She
They
doing her
side hustling, huh?
yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
that's the aspect that she's gonna take over the fashion. I also teamed up with Loretta Ita of Afro Fashion. I'm not sure if you're aware of Afro right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. She's another Afrocentric clothing brand. We teamed up together and we brought our fashion business together because we serve the same audience. So we're going to be doing the boutique together.
That is so nice that you guys can work together like that.
Yes. And honestly, the boutique is not just for us. I'm not opening a boutique where I'm going to pack it out with a whole bunch of inventory. I'm opening a boutique and making it into a red clay village, and opening up retail space for local brands. So it's not going to be all my things in there. It's going to be local
Oh,
brands. I'm going to rent out space for mini shops so that people that have
that's
their own
right.
products, work regular jobs, can't be at these shows all the time, but they want
Yeah.
to sell products. So when they send a client or their customer out, they're going to come right up to Black Hair Shop to buy their products. They're going to have their own QR codes with their products. I'm not going to take their money because I want clients to be able to scan their QR code, get familiar with their platforms, get familiar with their websites, and I want them to get their money right away. I'll be responsible for marketing and I'll be responsible for inventory. So I'm going to always put myself in a position where I'm never doing it by myself or doing all the work. Everybody is going to contribute.
Hmm. Girl, you
There you
bad.
go.
You
That's the way
bad.
to go.
I tried it before. It worked for me. I tried to do that with ZDDL, just getting people, friends and family to help me, and they wasn't passionate, so I wasn't getting the right results. It was never equaling to what I was expecting. So I
Mhm,
learned
Mhm.
over the years on how to do this without
mhm,
overwhelming myself because I want to travel. I want to open businesses in other states, other locations. But I can't
mhm,
do that if I overwhelm myself because the vision is big. So I
mhm.
need a team and a
You
tribe.
do. You do.
Yeah,
You do.
It's
And I'm
the only
telling you,
way.
that's the only way.
building a team is not easy.
It is not.
Not
Mm-mm.
easy. Because you have to work with people that matches your passion.
There you go.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's hard to find.
It is. I don't
Yeah, a
find.
lot of times they don't want you to win. You
Yeah.
know,
I let them
people don't
come.
want to see you win.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I
So
want
you
to see
gotta
them.
be
So when you find people that match
Yeah,
your vibration and we want to see each other win, and our audience is the same audience, it's easier
exactly,
to be compatible.
exactly,
yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
It seems like you and Nikki should hook up.
And we are. And
Seems
we
like
are.
y'all
We gonna
should
do
hook
those
up.
dance
The
classes.
grind is real.
Hmm.
Yeah, extend those workshops to,
Yeah, we gotta do.
Mhm.
Have to do
dance.
that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm
So we're
sure your
running
space
absolutely.
out of
is bigger
time.
than
We
mine.
huh?
I'm gonna say I was telling Nikki, I'm sure her space is bigger than mine. I only can take 12 people per workshop. She can take more, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 1,200 square feet,
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
so it's a
slide.
nice little space.
Yeah, y'all could definitely. So
Yeah.
I'll make sure that she gets your information.
Thank you.
So we
Mhm.
got about 2 minutes left. We're gonna wrap up. I've certainly enjoyed the conversation. You've enlightened me
Absolutely.
on a lot of things regarding hair,
Thank you.
wellness.
Mhm.
I mean, you represent exactly what you say.
I
You
live
know
that.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Exactly what you say. So, if there was a message that you would like to leave for people, because what we're going to do is I'm going to send this to you so you could share it all over to
I
whoever
will.
you want to share it to. And I'm going to do the same thing.
Thank you.
So, if there's something that you want to say that you think could help people, other than all that you've given us, I mean, you brought it tonight. You gave it to us. I mean, you given us just what we need. So, is there anything
Yes,
you'd like to
ma'am.
close with?
Yeah, I would like to first invite everyone to Black Hair Shop. Black Hair Shop is a grounding oasis that was especially meant for an Afro goddess to tap in and connect with the goddess within. So, if you are an Afro goddess, no matter where you coming from, if you visit in Vegas, if you're in Vegas and you're looking for a grounding oasis and you need support in your process of transitioning to your most authentic self, Black Hair Shop is the grounds for that space.
It is.
When you come in, it's such a therapeutic space. The first thing I look for when people come in is to listen for what they feel rather than what they see, because
Mm.
my space is beautiful. I took a lot of time with the aesthetic,
I
and
gotta come in there and
you
see
have
it.
to come in. I'm telling you, it's not what you expect. It's a very beautiful space. But when people say what they feel
Nice.
when they come in, I know that my intentions and every single person that I bring to the space to pour into is leaving a place that is full of treasure and enlightenment. So if you
Mhm.
are in Vegas
Mhm.
and you want to experience something like this, come down to Black Hair Shop at 4343 North Rancho Drive in the same parking lot as DB's Cajun Kitchen. I know everybody know where that's at. Suite number 228 upstairs.
All right.
Yes, yes,
All
definitely.
right.
Well, we're certainly going to get that message out. And like I said, I'm going to send you the link to this video tonight. And we're going to see what we can do, however we can help. You know what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying? And I'll make sure Nikki
Mhm.
gets your information.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
and we're going to go from there.
Let's
Yeah,
do.
we enjoyed you. I know I enjoyed you.
I enjoy it, but
Yeah,
I look forward
Mhm.
to creating. Like we gonna do something.
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So what days are you in the shop during the day? That's when I'm over that way.
I'm in the shop every day. Besides, even though Sundays I'm there because I got to prepare for the work practitioners. So I'll be
Mhm.
there. I'm there every day. I open at 10 o'clock. I close at 7. For the winter, I want to be out of there by 5. But my new stylist wants to stay until 9. So the doors will always be unlocked from 10 to 9 o'clock.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yep.
I'm gonna definitely stop by and see you. Nikki, you got anything else you want to close with anything, Nick?
I want to close with be free, be yourself, love on your people, check on your people,
Hmm.
and let's make 24. Let's get 2024 a whole lot more.
A
I
whole
say
lot more.
Period.
All
Yeah.
righty. So we're gonna rush off now, but like I said, it's been a pleasure. And we'll
Thank you.
talk soon.
that.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
Peace.
All right,
Okay.
Queen. All right.
Okay. Good night, love.
Good night.
California palm trees, bomb sex, bomb weed. 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 Chevy hopping with the gold wires, Zaz rocking with the low miles. Chevy hopping, never no problems. But the time I let the smoke out, gotta let my loads out. Gold banners on the profiles, bad bitches shaking ass, let it all out. We in the club while we ballin' out, people to my clubhouse. On a good night, in the late night, we going fucking to the moonlight. It's nothing like the good life. It's with this special dedication to my young brides. Living life, never no problems. West side to my young brides. While we ride tonight, bright lights in the late night. Gotta get the moon right, baby got the body.